Hello, thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Tamara and this is Mastering My Social Work, where you are the master of your social work. So today we are going to talk about why it is important for social workers to have financial security, to be financially stable, to have an emergency fund. Now, granted, I feel that a lot of individuals should be financially free, should be financially stable, and should have an emergency fund, especially given in these past 2 uncertain years. But I'm gonna stick to social work because that's my profession, and that's what this video is gonna be about. So I feel that we as social workers, because I'm a social worker, I'm an LCSW, I'm a licensed clinical social worker. One of the reasons that we as social workers need to make sure that we always have some money saved. For me, I personally, I like to have a certain amount saved, but I feel like social workers should have money saved for bills because our profession requires for us to have a certain ethical standard, right? We have a certain duty to our colleagues, to ourselves, to this profession, to society. And sometimes the organizations that we work with do not align with social work values. There are times where you may feel pressure, right, to do unethical things, to not do what is really right by social work standards, by the code of ethics, everything. And sometimes, unfortunately, especially with social workers, we feel we are forced to walk away from a job. I know for me, before I got my license, I wasn't doing anything, even now that I have it, I wasn't doing anything to jeopardize my license. You want me to do what? No. No. Oh, this person does not seem, how can you speak to this person? Can they give consent? This person did not seem oriented to me. Like I was, no. And sometimes people didn't like the pushback, but hey, it is what it is, but not even just social work standards. I feel like as a moral standard, right? There was just certain things that I'm just not willing to do this. And I knew, like, as soon as I got my LCSW, I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I have got to go because I cannot work for this organization. You all are way too unethical for me. And I feel like social work is one of those professions where we are constantly kind of like put in this lane where we feel like we have to choose between our job and our ethical standards. And some people don't know that you can have you can be reprimanded before you even get your license. You can, and it will make it harder for you to get your license. But you can get in trouble for doing unethical things even prior before you get your license. And let's say you are under your supervisor getting hours and you do something, that's gonna go to your supervisor, and then it's going to go to you. So they're going to be like, let's say I have a supervisee, right? And my supervisee does something unethical and someone complains about her, right? They're going to come to me, my license, right? Because this person's underneath me, and say, hey, do you know this person you're supervising did X, Y, and Z, or there's this complaint, And then now I have to speak on behalf of this person. And I've heard stories of people who, before they even got their license, pretty much, I think it was like 5 years. She had to get a lawyer. She had to do a whole lot just prior to her even getting her license because someone filed a complaint against her. But needless to say, you don't want to jeopardize, especially if you want to get your LCSW, you don't want to jeopardize yourself and, do something unethical to where someone could file a complaint against you and then you don't even have the opportunity to get your license. So that just leads me back to my point. Like, I just feel like we as social workers, we're always kind of stuck in this thing where it's like, amongst us, we're like, oh my gosh, we can talk about certain things. And for us, we know it's no brainer. Like, oh, that's so unethical. You can't do that. You got to do this. But for other people, other professions, their ethics, I guess they don't hold themselves to the same standards. I don't know. Because I've asked in certain areas, I'm like, I got a code of ethics because this is not very ethical. But back to us social workers. So that's why I feel like it's very important for us to be financially responsible and sound and just have some money set aside, because sometimes we feel forced to have to leave. And I feel like a lot of jobs where you have to advocate for others and do what's right for others, you are forced more than others to have to choose, like, do I want to stay with this organization? Because there's some organizations where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they either covered this up, or they're asking me to do this, or this is even allowed. And then that's when you're like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this organization anymore, because I just cannot, and that's me. I'm the person that will walk away. Like, I feel I'm like, y'all want to do what? Oh, this is, this is the practice. This is the standard. No, ma'am, no, sir. I don't want to be a part of it. And that's why I always keep me a nice, rainy day fund, and just in case, but I will say right now where I'm at, I'm pretty good. My supervisor is a LCSW. And I feel like that helps for those social workers who have a boss or supervisor over them who's not a social worker, or I can even say a counselor. If you don't have someone like that over you, sometimes it's like you feel like you're on an island, like you're alone, because they don't quite understand where you're coming from. But where I'm at right now, I don't have to worry about that because my supervisor is an LCSW, so we're on the same page. But yeah, so that's pretty much why I feel like it's very important for social workers to have money in the bank, money set aside, just in case, unfortunately, you may feel like you are forced to walk away. I will say, I feel like with this climate, with more acceptance of diversity and inclusion and mental health, and hopefully social workers who have felt like they might need to leave their job, or who felt like they were stuck between a rock and a hard place between what they believe is right, social work ethics, and their organization standards and culture. Organizational culture is such a huge thing. Unfortunately, a lot of organizations have a culture of bullying and demeaning, and that is something that I do not stand for. That is something that I have walked away from a very reputable job from, because the culture was not a good culture, and I just couldn't be a part of it, and I couldn't just be quiet and not say anything, and I had to walk away. So that's why. Of course, we all want to have that dream job where we're like, this is it, I'm done, I'm staying here, this is where I'm retiring at, this is it for me. But that'll be a whole nother story where I felt like this was it, this is my dream job, this is what I wanted, I'm done, and yeah, your girl didn't last more than, I think it was 62 days. I was like, no. So yeah, I was just like, no, the culture was too hostile, too negative. I couldn't do it. So mental health, right? Mental health above anything else. So sometimes you have to leave certain jobs, certain professions. And now I'm speaking for everybody, to protect your peace, to protect your mental clarity. You may have to budget. You may have to cut out that Starbucks every day. You may have to cut out eating out every day. I do have a certification in financial social work. I will do a whole separate video about that and why I chose to get that. But if you are interested, I will link the organization of where I got my certification from down below in the description box for y'all. I don't know why I'm doing this, like y'all can see the box. But yes, you may have to cut out your Starbucks. You may have to stop eating out. If you spend, let's say $10 a day, right, for 5 days on lunch, that's $50. Right? For a whole month, 50 times 4 is what, $200. That is $200 you can save. That if that's not even on top of what groceries, and now with inflation and grocery prices, just go ahead and pack your own bag. Pack your own lunch. You want to get Starbucks every now and then, because if you watch my vlog channel, I do have a vlog channel, your girl loves Starbucks. But guess what? I use gift cards, and I might get Starbucks once a week, if that. I'm not getting it every day. And when I do get Starbucks, usually I just get black coffee with like cream. But I don't get all them fancy $5 and $6 drinks. No. But just looking at areas of where you can start putting away $10, $15, $20, because all of that adds up. And I also use the Digit app. I have so much money saved up so far that I was like, oh, I done saved up this money so far this year. Digit is an app that just takes out money out your account and puts it to the side for you. You set the limit. You set how high or how much you wanted to take out, and that's a good savings app if that's something that you're interested in doing and saving. But I definitely believe in saving something, right? We have to, because right now these times are so uncertain. And even if you don't voluntarily walk away from a job, if you get laid off, hopefully there'll be some type of severance package or unemployment, things like that. But even still, it's always nice to have your own money, knowing that you have your own back, right? Because one of my sayings is, no one can secure me and provide security more than me, right? I secure me. I'm my own security. So yeah, that's my little rant on why I feel like it's so important for social workers to have financial freedom and to be financially free and to save. So anywho, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I have some other videos coming about different social work professions, why I got my LCSW after I passed, being a doctoral student, because I am a doctoral student, and why I chose the degree that I chose to get my doctorate degree in, and I am not getting a doctoral degree in social work. That's a whole nother thing. But anywho, like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, and please comment on some video ideas that you guys would like to see. If you're interested in, please let me know, because I will try my best to pump these videos out. But I do work full time. I'm a wife, I'm a mommy, and I am a student. So y'all bear with me. But anywho, y'all have a great rest of your day.